Hi guys, so I'm Erica and I just thought I would make a 5-month update video about the Shara Sutra treatment that I had. So I've been fistula free now for 5 months and I had the Shara Sutra treatment in India and I made a series of videos while I was there to kind of let other people know about it and how the treatment was or the experience itself. And now I've been back in Canada for about 4.5 months. And I just thought I would let you know how things are going. So basically, I haven't had any itching or pain or discharge or anything like that. And I do feel like it's completely healed. There is some scarring, which is kind of to be expected, but it doesn't affect me in any way. For probably about 2 months or so, excuse me, sorry, I was using the shower head in the shower to clean off after using the washroom. But after a couple months, I felt like I didn't really need to do that anymore. So I've basically just been, doing normal washroom procedures for North Americans, and that has been working fine. Of course, I have a shower every day generally, and then make sure everything is clean, but I don't do any sitz baths or any special kind of thing. I don't need to do any dressings at all or anything like that. Um, so even though it still doesn't look completely back to normal 100%. The scar that's there really doesn't have any effect, so that's completely fine. Um, and yeah, there hasn't been itching or discharge or anything, and I've noticed a big difference in my energy levels where I really feel a lot less exhausted and a lot more positive now that I don't have a fistula. I feel a lot more confident and I feel a lot more like I can really plan things and I don't have to kind of always wonder how I'm ever going to get the fistula treated and stuff like that. So it's a big relief mentally and emotionally as well as physically. It's this sort of burden has been lifted, which is amazing. And even 5 months later, I still, when I think about it, it's like hard to believe that that's really true. And of course, like most people, I think there is this odd moment where I sort of panic or allow myself to panic, like what if it ever, comes back? But there has been no sign of that at all. There hasn't been any, itching or whatever. Like you would probably notice if you had an abscess, right? There hasn't been anything even remotely close to that. It's just in my mind because it was so used to obsessing over the fistula. That happens very infrequently now, but occasionally I do get that where I still worry. But I think that because it was 7 years of having the fistula, it takes some time. For most people, it's been a few years to kind of, for your mind to fully let go of those patterns of thought and stop worrying about it. So um, I don't think that that's a big deal. There is some degree of urgency, which I feel because I drink coffee in the morning. So, after drinking coffee, it's the same for a lot of people. I do feel this sense of urgency, and I feel like at this time, even though there's no incontinence, sometimes it's like feels like I can't like wait or something like that. And I did have some previous damage to the sphincter before I had Jara Sutra. So I don't think that it was really from that. There was also ongoing infections for, quite a few years. So I think that during that time, probably I kind of avoided a lot of engagement or something with that area and kind of tried to probably disconnect from it because it was frequently painful. So I think what I will do now is, now that everything's settled and healed, is try to work on rebuilding that real muscle strength and not that I don't have control, but more sort of stable kind of feeling of control. So I think that I would like to look up how to work on strengthening those in terms of muscle control and awareness down there. That's what I would like to do next, now that it's all settled. And like I said, it's not necessarily like incontinence, it's more like urgency. Like, and of course, it's only in the morning after I've drank coffee, which is fairly normal, I think. I don't even know it's normal anymore because it's never been normal for me, I guess. But I think that's kind of normal. And so it's not like throughout the day I'm worrying or at all worried. It's just I think that that would be a wise move at this point, is to work on the strengthening. So I think what I will do is look into that more, see what kind of practices and exercises would be good. And if I feel like they're helping me, I'll make another video for other people maybe who have had a fistula and want some exercises to do. Yeah, but other than that, I really don't feel like there's anything left. Like, even that is kind of a personal choice just to make myself more comfortable. And I am a person that practices yoga and does all that kind of things and is interested in learning more about that anyways. I feel like if you wanted to just leave it, there would be no problem. So yeah, that's basically an update. Is, you know, everything is perfectly good and fine. I do feel like some strengthening would be a good idea after so many years of that. And this is, yeah, feeling healed, feeling good. I'm very happy with it. I feel like I can finally move on and, you know, really make long-term plans now that I don't have this sort of problem that needs to be dealt with, and have more energy. And one interesting thing I've noticed since the fistula was healed is that since I have pierced ears, and other people with a piercing may notice the same thing, where during those years when I had the fistula, which was 7, so before, when I was like in my early teens and stuff, I never had to press when I was putting earrings in. The holes would stay open, and I don't wear them very often. During the time when I had the fistula, every time I wore earrings, it was like the holes had half grown over, and I had to like force the earring through and almost like re-poke the hole, which obviously was not enjoyable, but was possible. And now that the fistula has healed again and isn't there, now when I wear earrings, I can put the earring in normally again. So I thought that was another interesting thing. I think that my body was sort of in a constant state of trying to heal, and that's probably why my ears kept closing. And so I feel like basically a lot less exhausted, and like I'm using less energy because of not having that problem always underlying anymore. So physically and emotionally, definitely feel much better. And I'm glad that I did it, you know, as soon as it became feasible for me. And yes, so let me know if you have any questions. And if you have a fistula, I hope that it heals in whatever way is the best for you. And if you are considering Shara Sutra, I would recommend joining the Shara Sutra for Fistulas Facebook group, because there are quite a number of people in there that can answer questions who have done it or are considering it. So that's a great place to get some answers, or to just look into it further if you're thinking it might be an option. And yeah, I'm just letting you know my experiences because it's something sort of unusual, just to get an idea of how to make that decision. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next update video. Okay, bye.